her double Ds. Not that they needed much help. Sadly, Nick always took a quick peek, then looked away, like he was a freaking gentleman or something. If I've gotta talk you into food, you don't want it bad enough. I'll bring you a salad. As she pivoted away, his hand shot out and gently took her wrist. His eyes bore into her. Oh, I want it. There's no doubt of that. Extra gravy and everything. His fingers were long and strong, but he'd never touched her in any disrespectful way. It was the only reason she flirted with him so much. The man was a walking double entendre, but he had never made a single move on her. At times like this, she almost wished he would. It had been a while since she'd gotten down and dirty with a guy, and she could use a refresher course. But she was picky about who she let in her bed. She didn't want to make a mistake like her sisters and mom had. She was going somewhere with her life, and it wasn't the trailer park down the road. Brenna picked up the menu and leaned across the table to tuck it back between the napkin holder and ketchup bottle. Okay, maybe she took a little longer to get it where it needed to be. A girl had to get her thrills somewhere, even if they were only in her mind. Be back with the meatloaf in a few. She sashayed away, her hips swinging more than usual. It was for a good tip, nothing more. She bustled around the room, cleaning tables and taking more orders, all the while aware of Nick's gaze on her. He had a tendency to watch her as she worked, but he'd never given her any other indication he was interested, unlike many of the drivers who bounced in and out of here, treating her like she was a lot lizard, happy to jump in their cab for a 10-minute ride. The Kensington family who owned this truck stop, and a few dozen others in the state, frowned upon that type of activity in their parking lot. If a driver rented one of the motel rooms to do the same deed, oh well, at least it was in private. She'd never known Nick to take any of the ladies into his truck or a room. He drove in, had his meal, maybe hung out for a few cups of coffee, then took off again. Most likely he had a place nearby, and some women who helped him out when he had the urge. A guy as hot as him wouldn't lack for female companionship if he wanted it. Tall, dark, and handsome didn't even begin to describe Nick. He had to be about 6'3" or 4, with dark, wavy hair she wanted to run her hands through. His skin was golden tanned, even in the winter months, and his well-shaped lips were ones she often dreamed of kissing. The bell rang, and the cook shouted her name. She made him throw even more gravy on the potatoes and tossed an extra roll on the side of the plate before strolling back to the table by the window. Here you go, Bullseye. Enjoy. Thanks, Red. Another coffee when you get a second, if you don't mind. She threw her signature smirk at him. You think I'm a waitress or something? Fine. I'll swing by in a minute with another cup of joe for you. Can't have you falling asleep at the wheel. He dug into his meal before she took 2 steps away. The man did appreciate a good plate of food, and he tipped like crazy. She wasn't sure if it was the extra gravy and roll, the heavy dose of sarcasm, or the sneak peeks she always gave him. It sure wasn't her gracious tableside manner. That was reserved for the families and older couples who came in. As she slid dirty dishes into the plastic pan near the sink, Jenny sidled by. Why can't he ever sit in my section? That man is so damned lickable. God, what I wouldn't give to strip him down and sample some of his goodies. Brenna laughed. What would your husband say to that?